Hello, everybody. Wanted to come in and do kind of the review, talking about both these watches. Just to go over how long I've worn these watches. So I wore this watch every day for 4 years. I looked up the date on it, and as you can see, with the scratches and the wear and tear, I wore it literally every day. In the showers, while I slept, all the time. I kept it on unless I was taking off to give it a quick clean. I wore it every day. And then I've owned this watch for 2 months, and it's been a great companion so far. Really beautiful watch. I think these two watches are very interesting because they're very similar yet very different. They both have the multi-band 6. They both have the tough solar movement, which makes them just extremely shock resistant and kind of ready for anything, and that's what I was saying about this watch in my first video. I wore it every day and used it rough, and it held up just fine. And the same thing I plan on doing with this watch is using it and wearing it every day and just making it, I guess, a beater now. So let me first go here. Like I stated before, the only reason I stopped wearing this watch and got a new watch is strictly because I became so attached to it that I didn't want to see the sapphire break. I know very unlikely, the bracelet break or something just crack the crown, anything happen to it. I know it's very unlikely that would happen, but I worried about it. So I went ahead and my wife purchased this watch for me in the Bahamas while we were away on vacation. Both these watches, I basically paid the same amount of money for them. I pretty much paid retail for this one and got a steal on this one. Both of them are right around $400, a little bit under $400, but that's pretty much what you'd pay. If you look up these ones used, you're going to pay significantly less than that. I don't regret paying that from an authorized dealer and at an and on vacation. It's just the way it is. You're gonna pay a premium when you're on vacation and enjoying yourself, and that's okay. And I got a really good steal on this. I also want you to notice how perfect these watches are running. I mean, they're to the second pretty much with each other. And that's where just atomic time is just, you can't beat it. And I love that feature because whenever I got a meeting, something I have to attend, I know my watch is to the second as accurate as people's cell phones, right? And I see it all the time. I'll walk into a meeting and people look down at their cell phones to see what time it is. And I'll be like, yeah, look, I know I got 2 minutes till this meeting starts. I like to cut it close. I know I got 2 minutes. I know my watch is accurate. So they've been great. This watch really makes my Grail watch, and maybe I'll make a video on that, on what my Grail watch is, on the concept of Grail watches and how tough that is on you. This watch really has made the idea of my Grail watch obsolete. So I'm struggling with that. We're realizing that maybe this might be the last watch I need to wear every day. And potentially really thinking about, and this is a tough decision for me because the scratches and the beat up of this watch has a lot of memories to me over the last 4 years. Potentially getting this watch completely refinished, sending it in, getting completely re-Zaratsu finished, and using this as my, blazer watch, my walking around, when I'm wearing a blazer and khakis watch, and making this more my everyday piece. I kind of not sure about that yet, but I'll make a decision soon and I'll tell you. I think the other cool thing about these watches, and this is very informal, you know what I mean? I don't have a script or anything, is I love the cases. You know what I mean? You have, this box here for the Oceanus. You have this, this case here for the G-Shock. And I really just like how it almost is like, leather, faux leather. And the case just speaks to sort of the elegance this watch is going to represent, and this one's in a metal tin. with foam, letting you know, look, it's ready for action. You don't got to dress it up. It's ready to go. Is there anything I would change about these two watches? Nothing with this one, because I think it's beautiful. I think it does everything it's supposed to do. The only thing I would ever change with this one, I would want the glass to be sapphire and the case to be titanium, but that would be significantly more. I know they make one like that. It's amazing. I've seen it in person. It really is a gorgeous watch, but I'm not willing to pay that kind of premium. You know what I mean? I'm not. Look at that, and it's actually acquiring the time right now. Isn't that crazy? So, it's just, they're just both amazing products. And it just really speaks to what Casio is doing. And don't get me wrong, all their watches are amazing, but especially their made in Japan stuff. It just seems like they do everything to the extreme. You know what I mean? This watch at $400, what I paid for it, it's probably as nice as a $1,500 watch. This watch at $400 with the functions and everything it does, case finishing is very solid on this watch. I think it's at least at $1,000 watch. I think it's completed at that level between 200 meters and everything. That's another thing I want to jump on is, I've taken this watch snorkeling twice now. Now, I don't think I went 200 meters snorkeling because I just don't do that. And I don't love snorkeling like that. It's not my way of life. It's just something I do when I'm on vacation. But I've taken this watch from water several times, never worried about it. And I've watched reviews on Casio watches for 50 meters go to 100 meters. So I'd bet you this one could do 200 meters or at least 150 meters. And I bet you this one could do 300 meters. They're just overbuilt. Casio basically is giving you bang per buck, build quality, and ruggedness in everything in their catalog. And that's kind of amazing when you think about their company. And it makes you realize, and I think most of their stuff, you'd argue, you also get an in-house movement. So, in-house case, in-house movement, in-house case, in-house movement, in-house technology. It's kind of crazy that they're not selling everything at $1,200. I'm not going to take up any more of your time. If you got any questions, any requests, anybody who's watching these videos, feel free to ask. I'm happy to answer them. I'm just very pleased with these products and plan on keeping them for a long time. And please let me know what you think. Should I get this refinished and kind of keep it as my nice watch and then just wear this every day as my beater? Should I abandon my vision of a Grail watch? I know that's nobody else's decision, but I always like hearing what people think. My idea of a Grail watch is, so it's the Breitling Aerospace. That's always been my favorite watch, which kind of would be if you kind of morph these into one watch, with the analog digital function. Breitling Aerospace, probably 41 millimeters on the bracelet. And I really like that watch. I think that would be probably my Grail watch. My Grail watch might be a Rolex Yachtmaster with the platinum bezel, but I don't even think I'd want that anymore because just so much comes now with wearing a Rolex, and I just wouldn't feel comfortable. So thanks, guys. Always appreciate it.